Welcome back to WHHI's Daily News. Joining me now is State Senator Tom Davis, who represents Beaufort and Jasper counties. He's joining us via Zoom. He's at the State House. Thanks so much, Senator.
Great to be with you.
Now, I know you are coming to the Hilton Head area. You'll be at Christ Lutheran Church Monday at 4 to talk about workforce housing. Tell me why you're coming to talk about this and what kind of legislation you've been involved with regarding that.
Sure. And every municipality in Beaufort County, town of Hilton Head, town of Bluffton, city of Beaufort, town of Point Royal, they've all indicated that workforce housing is a critical issue, that there simply isn't housing available for the individuals that they need to work at the various businesses that run our economy. And so with that in mind, I have made workforce housing a priority up here in the General Assembly. And I've done so in the following ways. First of all, I secured a $3 million appropriation in this year's budget to be sent to the Beaufort Jasper Housing Trust Fund. That is a trust fund that's been organized by Beaufort and Jasper County. All the municipalities are members. This $3 million would be seed money to go into that. And so, that's the first thing I've done. The second thing is I got a $2 million appropriation to Habitat for Humanity Hilton Head. They own a large tract of land in Jasper County that they're going to build affordable workforce housing on. And the $2 million appropriation I got for Habitat for Humanity Hilton Head will go to the infrastructure for that particular development. Now, that's one-time money to assist with workforce housing. I've also been working on legislation that would provide a recurring source of money for local governments to continue workforce housing efforts. And particularly what I've done is this. Currently, municipalities collect and they spend accommodations tax revenues and hospitality tax revenues. And there's a certain list of things in the South Carolina Code that says how local governments can spend that money. The legislation that I filed in the Senate and that got past the Senate allows localities to use those A-tax and H-tax dollars for workforce housing if they decide to do so.
It's still it's still a local decision, though, right? But this legislation would allow them to direct those funds elsewhere to workforce housing, right?
Correct. It's permissive, not directive. It simply gives as a list of things that local governments have the authority to spend those A-tax and H-tax dollars on. In addition to what's already in there relating to tourism, it adds workforce housing as a permitted use. And so that legislation passed the Senate. It's now over in the House of Representatives, and it's going to be at a Ways and Means subcommittee hearing. And I fully expect to get that bill to the governor's desk sometime later this year, probably in May.
Now, I want to interrupt you for one sec, because I know at least here on Hilton Head Island, A-tax money is gone for things like community parks, et cetera. So have you heard from local governments as far as what they think about your plan?
Yeah, all the local governments want to have that discretion. And so H-tax and A-tax dollars, local governments will ultimately be the ones to decide how that money is spent. So there may be some municipalities that want to dedicate a portion of that revenue stream for workforce housing. There may be others that don't see that as a need. So again, this is more about permitting and authorizing local governments to expend those funds in ways that they think advance community interests.
Yeah. Well, I would think the idea with Habitat and Humanity and that funding to help them with infrastructure with that land that they've got in Jasper County makes so much sense. And also for local municipalities to have the ability to direct dollars towards workforce housing, because I'm sure, as you said, that is a topic that comes up over and over again, at least in Beaufort County.
And then as a matter of general public policy, anytime I can give discretion to local government, anytime I can expand, the authority and how they can spend dollars that are being collected, I'm going to be in favor of. Not all municipalities are the same. And what's a priority for Hilton Head might not be a priority for Greenville. Okay, so you want to give discretion whenever you can.
Sure. We're almost out of time. We've got 15 seconds, but I know you're coming. Sure. I want to mention again, Monday you'll be at Christ Lutheran Church on Hilton Head Island. Is the idea just to get feedback from folks who live here on workforce housing?
Sure. I want to let them know that what we're doing up in Columbia and that we are making headway, very substantial headway, and to let them know that we understand the problem and that things are being done to address it.
Hey, Senator Tom Davis, we appreciate your time, and I know you're busy up there at the state capitol. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
When we come back, we'll see how the RBC Heritage is bringing businesses to the Lowcountry. Don't go away.